Hello, and thank you for taking the time to listen to this message. This is going to be a general collective energy reading. Take what resonates, release what doesn't. I'm sorry, I got to switch these cards up because I'm want to use this deck first and then the other deck after. So take what resonates, release what doesn't. This is for I just feel for the current time up till the end of the year, till the end of December 2025. Can you even believe that we are at the end of 2025? It has been a year. It feels like it has gone by quite quickly, but it does feel like a lot of things have happened. First card showing up, I'm very anxious to look and see clarifying these energies. But we got the King of Pentacles. This is the King of Earth in this deck. I feel this is in regards to stability, security, things coming together. I was just tapped in and feeling that energy of, just looking over the year and how it has been and how I do feel like the energy has moved quite quickly. The year has flown by, but I do feel like a lot happened in that time frame. I feel a lot of destabilizing energy that showed up throughout the entire year of 2025, and I feel like it's ready to close out on things coming together and beginning stages of balance, things happening, coming together, aligning with the right people, place, things, whatever this is for you. Let's grab some additional messages and see what other energy is showing up. You had two show up next. The King of Wands in reverse and the Page of Earth are coming up next. That King of Wands, it's King of Fire in this deck, being in reverse. I feel like this is speaking of, and I feel like if it's not past tense right now, it's part of what's happening right now that's going to ultimately bring it to being past tense. And I feel like that was, either taking action, getting things moving. I kind of feel there was this energy of restriction, holding back, or, this could have been internally, somebody was holding back. But I feel this Page of Earth is, again, King of Earth, Page of Earth. I feel like there's news, information, or an opportunity, right? But there does feel to me like through some sort of information or conversation that is taking place, it feels like an opportunity that allows somebody to move forward. I'm not really liking the energy of this King of Fire in reverse. And I feel that for several reasons because I can't quite put my finger on, and it could just be because this is a collective reading and it's not a personal reading, it's not for one individual, but either this is where someone really had a hard time, like they weren't in their power, they weren't confident, they weren't being a true leader of their own life, they weren't, having the strength and courage to move something forward, or I feel this was an energy of someone in an extremely low vibration who was not loyal, dependable. This is an energy that could have interfered, caused blocks, challenges, things like that. If this was an external energy, it was like that sabotaging energy is how I'm feeling. So take where this resonates, release what doesn't. Again, not everything is going to be for you. Take what's for you, release what doesn't. None of this may resonate with you. All of this may resonate with you. So the next two cards that popped up together are the Three of Air and the Three of Water. So I do feel what is closing out, what is ending, what is somebody is recognizing right now, or have healed. Like I feel like they've healed. They've made look making a choice and a decision. I feel like somebody is ready to ascend, to evolve, to come out of a destabilizing situation or an unstable situation. I feel like whatever the situation is, it feels to me like there's been a lot of emotional turbulence in regards to it, a lot of heartbreak associated with this. I'm going to look up the angel number 33 for you just to get the message because it is front row and center of this reading. So we are going to look at that number. So the number 33 says, love and peace. You are never alone. Your angels are with you, listening and receiving your prayers. But they want you to stretch a little further. What can you do to help yourself today? Reflect on a present problem and think of one way to make it slightly less difficult. No matter how small the action is, it matters. So, again, when I was seeing this energy at the beginning, I feel like this is coming, closing 2025 out. In a balanced, stable way, right? Maybe somebody has procrastinated. Maybe somebody has really, um, not taken the bull by the horns, not really been motivated or, um, you know, oh, wrong deck. Like just taking action towards this. Maybe somebody has really been going through, I kind of feel like some sort of a funk, and I feel like it's a result of either, like, not either. I feel like it's a heartbreak. Like they're heartbroken or was heartbroken over a situation, could have been a relationship with the water here, or just, this can also indicate heartbroken as a result of some sort of information that they received, obtained, that sort of energy. I feel this is somebody is coming out of this. Let's grab two more cards and we're going to start clarifying. So, yeah, I definitely felt sabotage in here somewhere, and that could be why. Look, showed right back up again. So this I love to see because I feel like somebody's going through an enlightenment. See the little lamps right there? See the light? I feel like somebody is rising above, like they're seeing things from a different perspective. Their perception has shifted and changed, probably based on, I don't know why this is doing this. Let me try to focus this in. Okay. No, that didn't. There we go. Okay. So, yeah, I feel like somebody is coming out of that, whatever that was. And it does feel like an emotionally and mentally challenging heartbreak situation, could be because of information that they didn't, that they received or that has been made clear, that sort of thing. I do feel like it is in regards to, and I don't necessarily feel like a union, a partnership kind of energy. It could be, but I feel like it is definitely has some feel about a relationship. Like this could be a friend that are heartbroken because you trusted, believed in, and they totally sabotaged you, threw you under a bus, something like that. The bottom of the deck is the Eight of Fire. This is talking about things happening quickly. I do feel news and information coming in. Right behind it is the Hanged Man, to the temptation, to that, back to that Two of Water, which we've already seen once. And behind that was the Two of Pentacles. So this gives me that energy of a lot of like awareness. I feel the Eight of Fire. This, I feel like it's fast action, but it's also a lot of things happening at once. I do feel strong communication for someone, whoever I feel like has been in that funk kind of energy that I was saying about. I kind of feel like you're going to be seeing the tables flip in a situation. It feels to me that this energy that's coming in is going to move somebody quite quickly forward. It's going to advance them in some way, shape, or form. On the other side of that coin, I'm feeling like somebody's going to be stuck going through some sort of ascension, enlightenment because of a temptation. I feel like somebody was tempted to do something. They took that, they fell for that temptation. And when they did that, I feel like it caused pain, heartbreak, disappointment, and something to one energy. And now that that whole thing, it feels like, is being exposed, seen for what it truly is, that's dismantling, falling apart, and it's going to get somebody caught up in, hanging in limbo, going through an ascension, going through an enlightenment, having to check, get right with themselves. Look at that, Ten of Fire. Ten of Fire is typically you see somebody burdened, weighed down with a bunch of, um, challenges, like responsibilities, burdens on their back is really what it is. And in this specific Ten of Fire, we're seeing that this all go up in flames. We're seeing a circle, like, that cycle, that circle being burned off, like closing out once and for all, done. When these pages are all done burning, they're going to be nothing but ash that's going to just go, that's it. It'll be gone. There'll be nothing left to whatever that situation was. Bottom of the deck is the messenger of fire, page of earth, and now we get the messenger of fire. So a lot of communication. I do get the vibe. We're going to clarify this now, which I'm excited about. But I do feel like some of this news or information that comes in, this awareness, I do feel like it could raise some temperatures, so to speak, right? Like I kind of feel, you may need to take a step back, away from the situation, process before, reacting is how I'm feeling, because I do feel, like when I see that King of Fire in reverse like that, I'm thinking, if this is somebody who was kicked when they were down, who was intentionally sabotaged and, destabilized in some, and I feel like in their physical world, however, wherever that's resonating for. But with that in reverse, I've said this a million times. I mean it with every part of my being. When you kick that energy of a fire sign, when they are down, best believe when they get up, like they are, it's almost like supercharged, superpowered. That sort of energy. I've said this a million times throughout my lifetime. I've always said that, like, I wouldn't do that if I were you, kind of thing, because, when they do get up, it's like they're stronger than they ever were. And sometimes things happen in life and we go through experiences, and it's so we can come out of them stronger, more solid, more confident, more courageous, really having strength, courage, and confidence to stand in one's true power. And so that could be part of this. I'm not feeling that. I'm feeling like there was an intentional intention in this that I don't feel is a good thing. So we have the Eight of Water showing up. This, I'm seeing Saturn right there. Saturn is in the sign of Pisces. We do see Pisces right there. Big energy playing out right now. I do want to, oh, let me put it like this so you can see it. Big energy playing out. I'm doing a whole entire separate reading for that. After, I think I'm going to do the January for all 12 signs, and then I'm going to do the Neptune going into Aries for all 12 signs, because Neptune leaving Pisces once and for all is really making a significant shift, change, and difference. Best believe, and it is going to be for a good minute. Like, this is going to be something that people are going to have to acclimate to, the energy that's sustainable versus the energy that they want to create in their own mind, or sometimes even in their own physical reality, if it's trying to be manifested, created, or maintained through manipulation, confusion, distortion, that sort of thing, then no, that's not going to happen. But when we see this Eight of Pentacles, I mean, this eight, I don't know why I said the Eight of Pentacles. Well, I didn't see the bottom of the deck, but I just looked, and it's the Wheel of Fortune. We'll talk about that in a minute. So this is the Eight of Cups. I'll be interested in see if we see the Eight of Pentacles. But this is the Eight of Cups, and this is talking about somebody moving forward. This is talking about somebody leaving the past behind. They've turned their back on the past. They are moving forward because they are, like, in this specific situation where these cards are laid out, this person is moving towards this stability. This person is heading towards that King of Pentacles, or the King of Earth in this deck. But on the bottom of the deck, you can see that there is something to do with change, with the cycles, with, there's a turning, and I feel like it's turning to be a blessing in someone's favor. This news or information, though, is going to leave somebody. Three of Swords, Three of Swords. There is news or information. Somebody is going to be heartbroken about this. I do feel like it's something to do with a choice or a decision or a path. It can be for whoever is taking, but whatever I'm seeing in all of this, I'm seeing someone rise above whatever has been taken on, whatever has been done or happened in the past. You see Mars, ruler of Aries, fire sign energy. You see Leo, ruled by the sun, fire sign energy, and behind all of that is the Emperor to the Temperance to the Ace of Wands to the Six of Wands. So somebody is heading forward towards stability, security, emotional fulfillment as well. But I feel like it's more in tune, aligned, or directed towards their overall well-being, their financial stability, their mental stability, their emotional stability, stability in their home, that finances, resources, all of this. I see someone moving forward. I also feel someone has had the structure and discipline to really rise above some serious challenges, whoever I'm talking to. Let's pull one more for this King of Earth. King of Earth being clarified by the Eight of Waters and the Eight of Waters. Next card out, and the Devil. Yeah, someone's turning their back on a toxic situation, a toxic energy. I feel something is exposed. I feel like some sort of conversation comes in. I don't know why I feel this, but I'm going to put it out there because this may be for you. Don't take what resonates, release what doesn't. But it gives me that energy of, you know, how some people will all do things together and bad things and things like that, and then they get in a little hissy fit and fight or whatever, disagreement, some sort of crap like that, and then one wants to hurt the other one by, let me go tell every single thing you did. It gives me that energy. I feel whoever I'm talking to, this reading, the whoever this reading is for, I feel like you're not even going to bite that apple. I feel like you're not even going to play into that situation. I feel like you'll take in the information, process the information, do what you need to do with that information, right? But nonetheless, I'm feeling like you're moving forward, you're turning your back on there. There's the Eight of Wands again. So this is something that I do feel, like I said, it's going to happen quite quickly. It's going to propel someone forward. Someone else is going to be sitting in a very different situation or position. I feel like as a result of, I feel actions or lack of actions that they took. It's like, I do say this a lot as well, where, if you see somebody kick a dog and you don't do anything about it, right? Like, that's not a good thing. You, even when you may not think you are part of that problem, if you're doing nothing about the problem, you may not be able to solve that problem, but at least taking a stance against it, saying something, reporting it, doing something like that, right? You are at, taking that off your plate. Things typically do not happen to people in this lifetime, or we're not able to see things unless we're in a position where we should be able to help that situation, right? That's typically why things get brought to our attention, because it's almost like this: I'm testing you to see if you have the strength to stand up to something that's wrong, or do you go along with this, right? Because that says a lot. And so I'm getting that kind of vibe and energy out of this. I don't know why I feel like this. For whatever reason, I feel petty all over this. I feel this energy of just like, I just want to hurt somebody because I'm mad, I'm angry, I'm yada, yada, yada. King of Fire in reverse is, look, I can't make this stuff up for real. The Page of Cups, and I feel like this is that energy that was an antagonist in a situation. I definitely feel that. I do feel this coming in as an apology, and this is really good. I will say that. Regardless, I do feel someone accepting if this is an apology, but it's not going to change the damage and the havoc and the disruption that it caused, and that in itself is going to impact the choices and decisions someone makes for the future. Someone had hidden something. They had lied about it. They kept it hidden. I feel someone intuitively knew. I get this feeling somebody wants to come in and apologize. I'm more feeling because they're getting caught or called out or caught up in a situation as a result of all of this. But it definitely gives me somebody was up to no good and, doing the most to destabilize somebody, like being very toxic, trying to really wreak havoc in someone's life and their path, their future, their whatever it is. This could resonate in so many ways. Again, it's a collective reading, so you got to take what's, if it's in your job, or if this is in relationships, or if this, you'll know where it is. And for some of you, it's not even either of those things, it's something totally different. So I do feel there is an apology, and I think that's a good start for that energy that was associated, involved in that. I do think that's a really good start for them, because I do feel they're going to be sitting and going through an enlightenment. They're going to be having an aha moment or come to Jesus moment, whatever you want to call it. But they're going to be coming into a place of being, look, talk about destabilizing, right? These are two horses trying to go in two separate directions. I feel strong Gemini energy with this. I'm not seeing Gemini, I'm seeing Cancer. But because I see those two oppositions, not only the horses, but the heads at the top of all of this as well. It's like night and day, right? This feels like good and bad. It does feel like and I kind of feel this is how they were destabilizing something. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe looking all good to one person, meanwhile their entire intent was to cause harm, or to cause um, division, cause challenges, cause uncertainty by going back and forth. This, and if you've watched me read for any amount of time and seen me use this deck, every time I pull this card, I say, look at those eyes. Do you trust the energy that's coming from this? Do you? What do you intuitively feel? I feel like this is the energy that does, and I'm seeing a couple pages out here as well. So I feel the person who wants to offer the apology, this is the Page of Swords, but you can see the Two of Swords, right? Someone is at a crossroads, I'm feeling. I feel strongly that somebody wants to come in and offer an apology. I feel whoever I'm talking to that wants to offer this apology wants to do it, I kind of feel, to lighten their load, but also like to beat someone else to the punch, right? To let me come in and tell them so they think I'm the better one for saying, spilling the truth first, right? I don't feel they're going to spill the whole truth. I do feel like it's going to be some form of manipulation. I just feel that none, any way that I'm looking at it, it's like I feel something big and like big, look, huge happening in someone's life. A new beginning happening, justice being served, so the scales are being balanced because there's obviously been an injustice. Someone is manifesting and they're mastering something. They're going to um, bring forth some, wow, 10 of Pentacles is right here. This is what somebody is heading for. Somebody is heading for the stability, the security, the balance in their life, and it's mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, whatever way this is. I feel strong balancing out, big karma. I'm feeling that big karma because I've seen Saturn a couple times, which is the ruler of karma, right? It's starting right there. Someone's going to get karma for that. Somebody who's a toxic energy that's being left behind. I'm also feeling the karma because what did I see that? Oh, the justice card. When the justice card shows up, it's because there's been an injustice. And so the scales have to be balanced. And this is how I'm seeing this play out. So let's clarify what that Page of Pentacles is here for. The Page of Pentacles. Be mindful if somebody wants to come in and, now they want to be your best friend, and I'm going to just spill all the tea, I'm going to just spill all the tea on this, that, and the other thing that happened, when ultimately I feel like the only reason they're doing that is either for some, they could be caught up in this situation. It could be something that has to do with the law. And, I feel like it's I feel lame ass attempt to save their own ass is how I'm feeling it. Let me come in and, butter you up, sweet talk you, apologize, tell you everything I know so you think I'm on your side. It's an illusion. They're trying to continue with this manipulation tactic, which I've already said straight up is not going to be playing out. By the time we get to January 26th, if you know people who typically this is how they operate, right? They're master manipulators, emotionally, mentally, emotional manipulators. Like you're gonna see their little tactics don't work no more. You're seeing it anyways without even being having Neptune out of Pisces, but when it comes out of Pisces, oh, they don't got a chance in hell to make that work anymore. Next card that shows up is the Five of Wands, and this is clarifying the Page of Pentacles. Again, I do feel like this is some sort of either competition, conflict, some sort of drama. I more get the energy of somebody come in very dramatically coming in. I could just, ugh, very dramatically coming in. Like I said, I want to, apologize. I'm sorry. I didn't know what was happening. Yada, yada, yada. Bunch of bullshit. Really not even true, probably. Just trying to save, I feel like save their own ass. That's how I'm feeling. Wow. The next card that shows up, and this is talking about closing the cycle out. This again, you see the little dog looking back, but everybody's moving forward. This energy is moving forward. I do see in there Saturn again with that karma. It's time to close out a cycle, and this cycle is being closed out. Somebody is heading towards I can't make it up. Bottom of the deck, a new beginning. Somebody is getting the offer, the opportunity, whatever this is. Like if somebody has been um blocking resources, your finances, something like that, this is coming to an end. Somebody's going to get the opportunity, like, and we're grateful. Somebody's going to get that opportunity to see how it feels to go through experiences like that. Theirs isn't going to be with an intent from an individual. Theirs is going to be with, like I feel this is coming down from the higher realms, where this is karma that's coming to teach them, right? Saturn teaches karma. Saturn brings you karma, right? And you learn good lessons or you learn bad lessons. And somebody is going to be learning a bad lesson as somebody has already awakened to a situation and are moving forward. They're getting a fresh start and a new beginning. Wow. And it's interesting. See the little dog? See the little dog? I love the little dog. I was just talking about one of them. I'm also seeing the energy of trust your intuition for sure. I feel like somebody is already recognizing this, because I am seeing that right there. This is, if you can see this, this is the symbol for the planet Uranus. Uranus is in Taurus right now. It just retrograded back in there. It will wreak havoc unexpectedly out of nowhere, create radical shifts and change. For someone, I feel this is who I'm reading for. I feel like it's for the positive. For the energy that was trying to interfere, destabilize, that sort of thing, it's going to, like I said, teach some lessons. It's going to bring a radical shift and change. Somebody, I feel like all at one time, I just feel all of it coming in, right? You wanted to dish all this out, make sure you can take it, is the energy I'm giving. Right? That's what the energy I feel coming through. But I do feel somebody moving forward. This cycle is closing out for them. That cycle where it was, I feel like an intentional destabilizing of a situation. I feel somebody coming in wanting to apologize, being very dramatic. I kind of just feel like they want to get you caught up or slowed down, or even helping them off from or out of this challenge that they created for themselves. I don't feel it's happening. I feel like somebody's turning their back on it and moving forward. Let's clarify this Three of Air, Three of Water situation. This is what's closing out. You see the World card sitting right there. It's time for the balance to be restored. It's time for the healing of the mind, the body, the soul. I feel like this is, you know, I do feel like this is also a situation where it's hard to heal from something when you're not healing, when the facts aren't available, when you're not, like, how do you heal from something without the truth, right? I'm feeling that energy. So, um, I do feel truth is coming to the surface because there was something someone didn't know. Next card, choices, decisions, lovers card, major arcana card. Somebody is coming again, closing out that old cycle, making choices and decisions to bring balance into their life. And I do feel like this, yeah, wow. It goes from the temperance angel to the 5 of cups to the sun. There's that five, this 5 of cup talks about loss, disappointment, regret, right? Showing Mars in here, it's showing Scorpio in here. This is giving me the energy that somebody has gone through a transformation. And it could very well have been in regards to a toxic connection. I feel, when I'm looking at these cards, I would say a relationship. Like somebody is coming out of that funk of the grief, the heartbreak, the disappointments, the letdowns of unconditional love or that sort of thing. And I feel like the universe, because of the injustice that's associated with this, so you know how that fits for you. I do feel like there is this angelic presence and guidance, and I feel like there is this sense of balancing out and restoring. Like somebody's vitality. Remember when I seen up there with that King of Fire, somebody could have been in a funk and they just weren't, feeling it. Their vitality wasn't on point or something like that. I feel like that their flame is being reignited. I feel like they are picking themselves up out of that funk and moving forward. And really, that's a great, I really strongly recommend that for many reasons. One, because it changes that energy. You're able to cycle that energy out of your system, as well as allow the universe to take that energy and transmute that energy and deliver it wherever it should be dealt, right? Through that karma. Yeah, there's the Two of Swords showing up next, and it's the Two of Swords on top of the Two of Wands. And so this is giving me that energy of choosing a path. Someone's at a crossroads. Somebody is trusting their intuition, and somebody's going for the, like, this feels to me like going for the gold. Aries energy again, right? Ruler is Mars. I've just been mentioning how this Neptune is going to go in Aries, and it's going to be an entirely different ball game moving forward. Like you're going to have to move forward as a true leader, somebody solid, somebody dependable, somebody structured and disciplined, right? Like doing higher vibrational energy. This is not for the let me, bully you into being the boss, or let me bully you into being at the top of the class. That sort of energy, those are tyrants. This would be this in reverse. Wow. If this was about a relationship, okay, if this was about a relationship, I did see, but it was too far back in the bottom of the deck, so I didn't take them. But I did see the Queen and King of Pentacles, which we see the King showing up. Now I'm seeing the Empress and the Emperor together. This is a definitely balancing out of that masculine and that feminine energy. And I've seen the Two of Cups several times in here as well. So someone could be really coming out and healing, closing out that old cycle, making choices and decisions and knowing, right? Like I feel like now they're trusting their intuition more. I feel like they're ignoring red flags less. I feel like somebody is heading in a new direction and they know now, they know better, they're going to do better. The old cycle is over. We've seen that several times in here. So really nice energy. Even though I kind of feel like I don't even know if I feel like the turbulence is coming, because I feel like the turbulent part of it is over. And, sometimes the hard part is to keep moving forward when you've walked away from a situation that was toxic or unhealthy or, whatever it was. I feel like it is, it takes a minute before you get back to feeling yourself, rebuilding that strength, rebuilding that confidence because of, whatever hit you may have taken through the heartbreak and the betrayal, that sort of energy. Those two threes did come out together. So for some of you, this could have been finding out the person you were with had someone else going on. I don't really like to get into all of that, but anyhow, it could have very well been that situation. Someone was heartbroken, devastated. Somebody wants to offer an apology, probably because the grass wasn't greener on the other side. But at the same time, someone who has done the work, there's a energy again. that I was Mercury, and I've seen that over. I felt it with that chariot right there, and that is the ruler of Gemini energy. So I do feel Mercury. Where I don't got my papers here; they're on my desk. Um, so yeah, with this Mercury, this is the communication. This is that information, and I'm also feeling there's something I feel about the manifestation, like somebody who's moving forward and kept going, like they are manifesting. Now I feel like they're approaching, if they haven't already, they are approaching by the end of this year, this crossroad, this opportunity to take a different path. I feel like they can lay the past down, release it, surrender it, let it all go. Whether they're willing to choose that or not is, everybody has free will. So that could change. If I said yes, somebody will. I mean, somebody could, but there are others that won't. So the King of Swords is coming out. This is about the truth. There's information that's coming out. Someone took reckless action in the past, reckless action, and now the Tower is here. The Tower is here to liberate them from the lies, from the manipulation, right? And yes, there are people who get hurt in the process when you believe in something and then find out it wasn't real. But the sun is saying it's time to illuminate this. It's time to deliver this, whatever, where it's meant to go. And I feel very strongly that there was an intentional situation where someone's physical realm was disrupted. It was destabilized. I feel like, you destabilize their finances, their home, their family, that sort of energy, right? Um, and you're going to it's going to play out in other areas of their life, in their mind, in their heart, in their spirit, that sort of thing. Somebody was destabilized, and I feel like they're not anymore. The scales are being balanced, they're being balanced, they're closing something out, they're becoming aware, they're discovering a truth, they're seeing a situation, and they're manifesting something new. Simple as that. Just manifesting a brand new world, a whole new world, a brand new life, that sort of energy. Yeah, death, it's done, it's over. This is shown, the uh, death card has shown up one time, but the devil had shown up twice. So this is telling me that that's ended. It's done. It's over. There is no going back to a situation that was toxic, that was mentally, emotionally, possibly physically, and financially disruptive to someone. Wow. Yeah. So Seven of Cups to the Two of Cups. We've seen the Two of Cups several times. I'm going to start with this. This talks about the confusion, illusion, not everything. Like there's a lot of smoke and mirrors. We see Venus here. We also see Scorpio here. So this could have been a lot of hidden information when it came to relationships, or it could have been about money as well. I'm feeling, looking at that clock up there, something is telling me that it's time for this snake that's in this cup to be seen for what it is. I feel there is a key that is going to open or unlock a brand new path, chapter for someone that I do feel is very abundant. Now let's get to this Two of Cups. So we see the Two of Cups, right? And right away, you can probably see these two people. You see two people looking at each other, but there is no physical connection to these. These two are just like, they look good, right? You put them both in a cup and they look good, right? You're seeing two people up here that are connected. They're connected through water, through spirit, through the soul, right? And so if this has been about a relationship, that I feel like, yes, it could have been heartbreaking and all of that stuff, but I don't feel like that was a connection for you. I kind of feel like, who you're divine, who you are meant to be with, who reciprocates your energy, who is on the same level as you, who has the same morals, values, levels of respect, whatever it is. I feel like this is what's coming in for you. I didn't feel this at the beginning. This was going to be a relationship, but I definitely at this point feel like it is. So take what resonates, release what doesn't. I don't know why I keep shuffling these, but let me grab one more card and then I have a whole other deck for messages. Yeah. Look, Ten of Cups to the Eight of Wands. This is beautiful energy leading you. Like this is going to be propelling you forward, advancing you. Like you see the family tree dog, like loyalty. Every time you see the dog, it talks about loyalty. This new beginning is going to be very different than your prior experience. This one looks like it's going to hold a lot of love, a lot of nurturing, that sort of thing. A lot of a balance when it comes to feelings, emotions, feeling nurtured, feeling safe, feeling protected, right? I just feel all of that energy. So let me move this. So I do see a new beginning coming. These messages are from the Mystical Wisdom Oracle deck. These are just messages to inspire, motivate, encourage you, and hopefully lift your spirits. And as I say, look what comes out. Battle of the Blues. I feel it says take steps towards positive change. I feel like this has been that energy I was talking about. This gives me that energy of somebody picking themselves up out of a funk, out of you know, a situation where, like I said, I feel like they were sad, grieving, going through a lot of emotional and mental turmoil because of either a discovery or something like that. I feel like something they learned. And I feel like that somebody's picking themselves up out of this now. Done. Now they're heading toward invite the magic in. And you invite the magic in and this good fortune. This is a card of good fortune by raising your vibration, right? And look at the bottom of the deck says discover your courage by having that strength, courage, and confidence to, even though you may have taken baby steps and it felt like it took forever, like one step at a time, you kept moving forward, right? Validating to the universe that you wanted better, you deserved more, you've raised your standards, or you've established those boundaries, you're enforcing those boundaries. And now it's like the doors open up and the it says angel, but I'm hearing angels of miracles appear, right? Things start showing up out of nowhere for you, the right offers, the right opportunities. I'm also feeling like, again, I don't know why, but it brought me back to that feeling of somebody wanting to apologize for what they kept hidden or what they lied about or what they did behind your back, that sort of energy. You often see people always want to come back when they see you being blessed, right? They want to be part of your blessings, but you got to always remember and never forget that, you know, part of your delays, your struggles, your um, challenges, your heartbreak, all of that stuff, came from them energies. So be mindful. Go with the flow, let things happen. And I do feel like that's what someone's doing. I do feel like it's one step at a time. They're recognizing every day is a new day and they do the best they can for that one day. They, if they have to cry that day, they cry. But I'm not feeling that energy that strong. I'm more feeling the energy of somebody picking themselves out and up and out of that, dark space, the battle of the blues, picking themselves up out of that energy. I don't necessarily feel like they're, all on fire again, feeling all that passionate and that excitement and in their sacral chakra at this point, but I kind of feel like they're building like from the root chakra up, right? They're at this point I feel like they're a bit stronger, more confident, and having more courage and developing, and then I feel like it's going to keep moving forward and expand from that point. So I do feel like this is somebody really going through a big, huge, beautiful wake up. Like this is like literally closing the door to a pitch dark room and opening an entirely new door that's filled with nothing but light and bright and beautiful energy surrounding it. Look, celebration. Yes, there is going to be a celebration. So that's a beautiful energy. And nurture your friendships, relationships is this card. I do feel like this is somebody who's going to be stepping into either new social circles, and it probably could be more than likely. I'm kind of feeling. I mean, it could be because if this is about a job, like I said, something's aligning for you. There could be that way you're going about this. I'm feeling for someone, because I do feel this is a strong relationship at this point, where someone's going to be stepping into a new circle of friends, probably as a result of a connection that they enter into, or a connection that they, end up aligning with. That sort of energy. This new beginning does give me the feel of a lot of things in their world are different. Their social circle is different. Could be your employment experience is different, but it definitely gives me the relationships all together through this, whether it be friendships, family, um, partner, that sort of thing. Like, this is telling me somebody is no longer settling. They have standards. They're not lowering those standards, accepting less than, and I feel like they're going to claim that. So I hope this message serves you well. Please leave me a comment and let me know. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this. Happy holidays if you're celebrating, and I'm sending you love and light.